Welcome to Christmas from the North Pole, Christmas Countdown from Geek, Alabama. Join us every day during the Christmas season where we talk about stories from the North Pole and Santa Claus. And here to tell your stories is your host, Nathan Young. It's day 14 of my 2023 Season 2 edition of Christmas from the North Pole, Christmas Countdown. In today's episode, I want to talk about what happens if the elves or Santa gets sick at the North Pole. Because healthcare is pretty important in the North Pole too. Yeah, for the elves, they might get injured working at a toy workshop or while they're out playing somewhere, or maybe a mystery illness pops up. As for Santa, sometimes unhealthy luck, things happen. So the North Pole has this special hospital clinic that has two sections, one for the elves and one for humans, like Santa and Mrs. Santa. The elves have entirely different perspective when it comes to health. They have different conditions, different things that can happen to the elves compared to humans like Santa Claus. So in the elf part of the health clinic hospital, there's trained doctors that are elves that will help treat any illnesses or problems that happens with the elves, and there's also a hospital portion, so if it's more serious, they can stay in the hospital and get better. Now, on the other side of the hospital clinic, there's a human portion. And the North Pole can bring in a doctor, nurse from other parts of the world to temporary stay at the North Pole Hospital, serve there, Also, they got telehealth. So if there's no doctor there, they can telehealth for the few humans that are staying at the North Pole, which includes Santa and Mrs. Santa. Now, if something very serious happens to Santa, Mrs. Santa, or any human that's in the North Pole, they could quickly bring in a more specialized doctor, surgeon, stuff like that, to serve temporarily at the North Pole Hospital if the need arises. There are doctors, nurses, and surgeons and professionals all around the world that are already moment's notice ready to go to the North Pole, help out Santa and the humans at the North Pole if needed. So if Santa gets sick, if the elves get sick, you don't have to worry about it because the North Pole Hospital Clinic has everything they need to make sure they get better. So nothing bad's going to happen. Thank you all for watching or listening to this episode of Christmas from the North Pole Christmas Countdown. We'll be back tomorrow in another edition. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to Christmas from the North Pole Christmas Countdown. For more stories, articles, and podcasts, please log on to geekalabama.com.